All right, we are live on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Welcome to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli. Glad you could all join me here on this wonderful, amazing Saturday evening, regardless of where you are at. It is Saturday, May 15th, 2021. Before we get started here, let me make sure that the YouTube notification has gone out, and it absolutely has gone out. Let me also make sure that the back end of YouTube is rolling smoothly. Let's check. And we are looking good. Give me a second here, folks. I want to just put something because, well, give me just 1 second here. Give me 1 second here. I don't want to get distracted here tonight. So I want to figure out a way to where I don't get distracted. Just give me a second here, folks. Figuring something out for just a second. Okay, and as I mentioned a second ago, we're also simulcasting live on Facebook. Let me make sure that Facebook is rolling smoothly. Also simulcasting live on Facebook. Let me make sure that Facebook it's rolling smoothly. All right, great. And one more piece of business before we get right to it. This show is being sponsored by the great Troy Brewer. He is the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. For all of your branding and marketing needs and product and service needs, Troy is a master of everything. Or like he'd like to say it, I'd say what's the phrase? I'm losing my verbiage here at the beginning of the show. A jack of all trades and a master of none, right? No, he's a master. I'm just kidding. He's the CEO, founder, and owner of the Discover Community Network. And if you'd like to find out more information about the Discover Community Network, please go in the description on the YouTube side of things. A third of the way down, you'll see a couple of links there. If you're on Facebook, please go to the Facebook search bar and type in Discover Community Network. You'll find the Facebook business page to the main site and many of their various subsidiaries. So again, if you have a need for branding and marketing, if you're a YouTuber, if you're somebody that's starting a business, you need help with websites and SEO and all that type of stuff. Or if you're looking for certain products and services for business owners or consumers, Troy has everything. He's an amazing guy. He's been doing this for over 15 years. I've been very close friends with him for over 10 years. And there's no one I trust more than Troy at the Discover Community Network when it comes to this type of thing. So once again, Troy, thank you very much for your continued sponsorship and patronage of this channel. Anyway, actually, you know what I'm going to do? Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something different here. I'm going to look at the chat in a different way. This is good. Okay. Figuring things out as we go. All right, let me check out and see if there's anything happening over on Facebook. One person on Facebook, feel free to chat. I will periodically check on in over on the Facebook side of things. And let's get back on over to YouTube before we get to the topic here. Let's see who's in the house. We have Riff Muggles in the house. Just remember, kids, don't fear the gob. Okay, yes, the gob, SHITES. Okay, great. The Queen is here. Queen Helen Casey's in the house. She says, you're good. Thank you, Queen. Queen says, hello, Riff. Riff says, hello, Queen. Empress Janet's in the house. How are you doing, Empress Janet? Empress Janet, I got an email from you saying you have a new channel again. What happened to your Empress Janet channel? I'm just kind of wondering. Is there something up with your Empress Janet channel? I'm curious to know. Let me know in the chat. All right, folks. So tonight, we're going to be discussing the topic, why men are not committing to women nowadays, plus my rebranding is complete. One more time. Why men are not committing to women nowadays, plus my rebranding is complete. Okay. I'm sorry, folks. I'm trying to do something here to the point of where there's like no distraction. And I think this is going to work right here. Okay, first thing I want to talk about before I get into, the topic regarding why men are not committing to women, in this crazy modern world we all live in. I've kind of talked to this before, but I want to put a different spin on it tonight because I've been thinking more and more about it. And I was talking with one of my moderators and good friends that also happens to be Greek. Riff Magos is in the chat here. Hey, again, Riff, thank you for being here. We had a great conversation in the private moderator chat I have with most of my moderators on Hangouts. And we were just talking about, the modern day woman and how things are different than they used to be back in the days of traditionalism. But at the end of the day, men and women are still biologically exactly the same as they've always been. Okay? The way that, men are biologically and the way that women are biologically are the exact same way, even in the modern world compared to how it used to be in the past during the days of traditionalism, right? So why are things changing? Why have things changed? Why is it much more difficult for, men and women to stay in relationships and marriages and all of that? It all boils down to one thing. I'm going to get to it. I'm going to explain it as clearly as possible, and you folks can ask any questions in the chat. I know in the past when I've discussed certain topics like these, some people have become offended. And I'm not trying to offend anyone. I'm just trying to help people. I really wish that, men and women could still have the happy relationships that they once had in the past. But because of the way things are nowadays in this world artificially, it's affecting men and women from respecting each other in the ways that we were biologically made to be, right? And I'll share something here. I wasn't going to share this, but I'm going to. Somebody that used to be a part of my channel, I'm not going to mention their name. They actually left me a comment, but because I've been getting heavily trolled on the YouTube side of things, I have all my comments going into my health review box, which is what I'm trying to say, and I have to manually approve them. But I believe her comment is still here, and I'm going to read it. Okay, so here's what this woman wrote. You're going in the wrong direction with the haters. No, I'm not, ma'am. You have no idea. You were not around that long, and you don't know the back end of the story. Your platform is branching off in all different ways instead of the life coaching. You're more focused on the negativity and drama. No, I'm trying to stop it, ma'am. And this is the only way to stop it because these people won't talk to you. If you get on the phone with these people, they record you and use you as content. So this is the only way to handle it. It's the only way to handle it. Ma'am, you don't understand this because you're not a YouTuber. Only YouTubers understand how to handle things YouTube style. It's the only way. Sorry. Not sorry, she says. Okay, but I'm no longer interested in your life. Well, that's your choice, man. You could have just stepped away. You didn't have to tell me. I appreciate you telling me, but you also felt the need to give me a piece of your mind. And quite frankly, I really don't care. I don't. I'm not trying to be rude. It's just that I can't value somebody's comment like this that hasn't been around for too long and doesn't really know what they're talking about. You talk more about your failures with your dating experience than helping other people with theirs. Well, I use my failures as an example, ma'am, so people can learn from my failures. And through my failures, I learned how to better myself and not fail as much. people are going to fail all the time. Human beings fail all the time, ma'am. Have you never failed, ma'am? Have you never made any mistakes in your life? Or are you perfect, ma'am? Is that why you're sending me this message? Because you're perfect and you've never failed before, and you feel the need to tell me that talking about my failures for example purposes is not a good way to coach people and teach people to learn from their failures. And leading by example, ma'am, something I guess you don't understand or comprehend, right? If you think this is ridiculous so far, Queen, everyone else, and I'll tell you, ladies behind the scenes, who this is. I think I already shared a screenshot of this with you, BWYA Gaming, but I'll share this in the private chat behind the scenes later tonight. You question their intentions and ask them to define what they mean. Of course I do. Of course. When people are being ridiculous and playing games, ma'am, and my intuition picks up on that, I'm going to call them out every time. Just like I'm calling you out right now, man, because I think this is BS. I think you're projecting, ma'am. I think you're just unhappy within yourself, and you see me as a confident man, and because maybe you're not as confident as I am, you're projecting your insecurities onto me. But you're a woman, so I can understand that. I have an understanding more so when women do it than men do it, because projecting is more feminine energy than masculine energy. Anyway, let's continue here. If you're a life coach, you should understand them, not question them. Ma'am, how am I going to get to know people and how to best help them if I don't ask them questions and learn about them? I'm not a mind reader, ma'am. I'm not a fortune teller. I'm not a psychic, ma'am. Queen, is this ridiculous? This woman thinks I'm a psychic. She thinks I should automatically know how to help people without questioning them. I think what you're saying is when they mention something in a vague manner, to not question them on it and help them. If people are going to be very vague with their questions, I can't help them because they're not giving me enough information to be able to properly assess the situation and help them, ma'am. So this is pathetic. I'm unsubscribed as of now. Ma'am, you can stay unsubscribed forever. You can block me. I could care less. Doesn't matter. It's your choice, ma'am. No one forced you to be here. No one's going to beg you to come back, ma'am. So thank you for your comment. Thanks anyway, Eli. It's not being approved. It's sitting back in my automatically held for review box, and it's going to stay there until I probably delete it. But ma'am, you're not banned here. If you feel like coming in and chatting, ma'am, I'm not going to mention you. That's up to you. But hey, if you decided to part ways, and have yourself a great life, and it was nice hanging out with you while you were around. Take care. Good luck to you. Best wishes. That's just hilarious. That is just hilarious. Okay. All right. Give me a second here. All right. Where did we leave off here in the chat? It is back up. Oh, hello, Eli. Everyone says BWYA Gaming. Hello, BWYA Gaming. Rick Michael says, I'd love to be sponsored by Guinness. That'd be great. That'd be a great sponsor there, Riff. Queen Helen Casey says, hello, gaming. Riff says, hello, gaming. Empress Janet says, it's back up. They are trying to bring down Empress Janet. Empress Janet, what I would do if I was you is not use other people's content that you don't trust. Even if they give you permission, they can still flag you. You just have to be very careful. I don't use anyone else's copyrighted content, especially people from this one community, because they're trying to take us all down on spite because they can't beat us any other way. And the funny thing is, we're not in competition with them in the first place. So why are they making the competition? Because they have no content without us. They need us. They know we don't need them, but they need us. That's how pathetic it is. So yeah, Janet, I'd go through your channels and just delete anyone that you simulcasted or anything like that or use their videos. You got to protect yourself, Janet. You really do. BWIA Gaming says hello at Empress Janet. BWIA says hello, Queen and Riff. Empress Janet, hello, BWIA Gaming. Never mind, I know who it is, says Queen. Yeah, you probably figured it out. Queen's like laughing, right? Riff Mago says there's no reasoning with butthurt. You're right, Riff. You're absolutely right. BWIA Gaming says life coaching does not mean being perfect. It means teaching people how to communicate effectively and get to the heart of your needs and desires in life. I don't think anything about me having to be perfect was mentioned, BWIA Gaming. I think what she was saying is that I ask people too many questions, or I overly question people. And the reason why I do that is because people are very, very vague with their issues because they're afraid to share, their issue. They're trying to share it in a roundabout way, and they expect me to be a mind reader and figure it out, which I'm not. So if someone's really vague and they want help, I will ask for more information. Now, I'll tell you who's pretty vague. It's the trolls. The trolls come in here and they pretend to be very vague because that's a trolling technique. Another thing that this woman doesn't understand, because she hasn't been on YouTube that long, and that's okay. Maybe she'll figure it out and come back. Who knows? But yeah, I don't think it had anything to do with having to be perfect. No one's perfect. No one's perfect, for Christ's sake, But yeah, this is more about, getting enough information to properly assess the situation and me responding to it based on my past experiences and sharing with people, what I went through when I experienced a similar situation and how I overcame it to move forward in life. That's it. That's the bottom line, right? All right, let's talk about the rebrand. So a few things here. The first thing I want to mention is this. I've been doing this for 4 years now between my former channel I used to run and this channel that I run right now. I've been running this channel now for 2.5 years. This is my main monetized channel, okay? And because I create high quality videos, I back everything up. I want to show you folks how much content I've been putting out to get to this point. Most of you know that have been following me for a while, know that I have a 3 terabyte hard drive I bought 4 years ago, filled that up pretty quickly. Then I bought a 5 terabyte hard drive, I filled that up after a year. And then 2 years ago, I bought an 8 terabyte hard drive, which has about 800 gigabytes left. 1 terabyte is roughly 1,000 gigabytes, technically 1,024 gigabytes. But let's just say 1,000 to round, to an even number. So I have almost 1 terabyte left, a little less than 1 terabyte left out of my 8 terabytes on a hard drive I purchased, an external hard drive I purchased 2 years ago. So because of that, I made a new purchase. I'm just letting you folks know I'm going to continue moving forward. As a sign of good faith, I'm going to show you a new purchase I made. I just got it from Amazon today. It is another Seagate 10 terabyte external hard drive. 10 terabytes now. That's like over 10,000 gigabytes. And I have to say one thing. The light, there we go. Let me get it out of the way of the light so you can see it pretty clearly there. This is what happens when you have studio lights. You have to get it at a place where it doesn't reflect off of the wrapping. Interestingly enough, when I purchased my 8 terabyte hard drive, hard drives were at an all-time low in price. It was about $15, $16 per terabyte. And I got my 8 terabyte hard drive for, I think it was $140 from Amazon. This 10 terabyte hard drive, the cheapest I could find it was on Amazon for $230. So the price has gone up. Still a good deal. It's about $23 per terabyte, but still a good deal. But the price of external hard drives have gone up. So I show you this one more time here, folks, because if I didn't plan on continuing, I wouldn't be planning on, I wouldn't have purchased more storage, especially 10 terabytes. because I do broadcast in very high quality 1080p with high quality sound as well. How long do I expect this hard drive to last me before it fills up? I'd say about 2 to 3 years. I'll tell you why. Because I plan on doing more 4K content from my iPhone 12 Pro Max, like some more Walking with Purpose pre-recorded videos in 4K at 60 frames per second. And I plan on doing some other pre-recorded videos on the go. I plan on doing some traveling later on this year and next year. And I'm going to do some more blogging type of videos while incorporating my coaching message while I'm on the go. How many of you would appreciate that? Let me know what your thoughts are regarding that. So, if I start doing more 4K content, that's why I need, 10 terabytes, because those files are very, very huge. 1080 BFP, that's right, Riff. You're right. Queen, are you saying, holy smokes, the 10 terabytes? 10 years ago, I would say, wow, that's a lot of storage. But nowadays, with the size of video files, oh yeah, 4K does take a ton of space. It does. 4K, full-blown 4K, it takes up about around 500 megabytes per minute. So for every 2 minutes of 4K at 60 frames per second, it's about 1 gigabyte, right? 1 gigabyte. So just think about it. If you're looking at, 1 gig for every 2 minutes, for every 20 minutes, what is that? Every 20 minutes, that's 10 gigs for every 20 minutes, 30 gigs per hour of 4K footage, 30 gigabytes, okay? You can see how fast, a hard drive would fill. That's why you need a 10 terabyte hard drive. So yeah, nowadays, 10 terabytes, 8 terabytes, 10 terabytes of external storage, that's pretty standard. They have, I think the biggest one you can get now, I think you can get up to 16 terabyte external drive, and that's like about $500. And it just wasn't worth it to go to, 16 terabytes for an extra, $270 or something like that. It just wasn't a good value. I was looking for the best value. The 10 terabyte external drive had the best value. So yeah, I'm prepared for the next stage of my business, my YouTube channels, my brand, etc. And let me first start off that I've completed the branding transition on both my Grip on Life channel, which this used to be called the Grip on Life, and then my secondary channel, which used to be a Grip on Life 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Now, I changed the channel name here on my main monetized channel from a Grip on Life to Coach Eli, Elias Melas, and on my Grip on Life 2 Uncensored Live Streams channel, I changed that to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Now, both channels have a custom URL. Nightbot is sharing the link to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams on the YouTube side of things I believe it's every 7 or 9 minutes, something like that. So if you want to subscribe to that channel, I definitely would subscribe, because I'm going to be sharing more information about what I'm going to be doing over there much more frequently now. But yes, my main channel here, which is now Coach Eli, Elias Melas, used to be the Grip on Life channel, my monetized channel, has the custom URL, youtube.com/Life Coach Eli. Or you can even put /C/Life Coach Eli. The Grip on Life 2 channel, which is now called Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, has the URL of youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored, or /C/Life youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. Very, very easy. Okay. So youtube.com/Life Coach Eli for the main channel. youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored for the Coach Eli 2 channel, Uncensored Live Streams, which again, like I said, used to be a Grip on Life 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Troy gave me some tips, but I pretty much did most of it myself. But Troy does give me some tips. Troy and I, we talk often. So, we've been talking about this, and I've been talking about this with him for many, many months now, Hazy Train. And I was going to hold off on it for a little bit longer, but there's a reason why I pushed it up. I'm going to share that reason right now. It primarily has a little bit to do with what that other guy, let's just call him JR, who's trying to get a registered trademark on a Grip on Life, which he's not going to get a registered trademark on the exact phrase, a grip on life. It's too common. Okay. Again, I'll share more about that here in a second. But yeah, Troy and I have been talking for a while, and I finally decided to pull the trigger on it for many reasons. The first reason, this is absolutely, well, I'm not going to share the most important reason first. I'm going to share the first reason, then I'll get to the most important reason. Okay? How many of you follow other YouTubers that use their name as their channel? Queen Helen Casey, right? That's one, right? How many of you follow some of the other YouTube health gurus, such as Nick Nimmin, his brother D Nimmin, Tim Schmoyer, who runs the Video Creators channel? How about Roberto Blake? Okay, how about what's his name? Brian G. Johnson does YouTube tips, right? How about Daryl Eves? All of these people use their name as their channel name and their branding, right? Now, I've known about this for a while, right? So why did I not use my Coach Eli Elias Melas branding I'm using on this channel now when I first started this channel 2.5 years ago? Because on my previous channel that I ran for a little over 2 years, I got heavily scrutinized by the same exact people that have been coming at me for a while for, calling myself a coach. And I was trying to, get the focus off of the coaching title and get the focus on my message, right? Well, while this whole thing was happening with the other side and them trying to register trademark my former channel name, which is not going to be possible. They can register trademark a variation of it, but not the exact common phrase. And I'll explain to you folks the trademark process because I've been through it. I've been through the trademark process myself. I know exactly how it works, what it costs, the process. And this is why I'm already 10 steps ahead of whatever the other side does, because I've been through all this. So they can't pull a fast one on me. I know how to handle it. So I decided to change the name because I really don't care what people think about me that aren't into my content, no matter what I call myself. I could call myself whatever name, right? And people are still going to come at me. If people like you, they're going to like you. If they don't like you, they're not going to like you. Changing your channel name or holding off from branding yourself a certain way is not going to affect that. It actually hurts you, right? Because it hurts the good people from being able to find out about you. And it also hurts people that have known about you since you were a little kid, searching for you on Google, and they can't find out about your YouTube channel because it's not your name, right? I rebranded my channel name to not only Coach Eli, but I added Elias Melas in parentheses because that's searchable on Google. People are now going to find my channel on Google that I grew up with or that have known me for a while, and maybe they Google search my name one of these days, and boom, now they're going to find my YouTube channel. In the past, they would not find A Grip on Life because my name wasn't in the title of my channel. Does that make sense? That's part of it. The second reason, the most important reason, is this: protecting yourself from trademark and copyright infringement. Okay? This is why many people use their names as their channel names. It's one of the best ways to identify you, and also you have an automatic copyright. Your name is automatically your own intellectual property. Let me repeat that one more time. Your name is your own intellectual property. These guys cannot go and try to register trademark Coach Eli Elias Melas. It's my name, right? And even if they tried to do it, okay, they would have to show that they've been in business for a certain amount of time and show videos and show websites and brochures and all that. And they don't have all that, right? The registered trademark process is quite extensive, which is why I know what these people are doing on the other side. It's full of baloney. So while a lot of people may think, okay, a lot of people are wondering, why am I not really upset about what this JR guy is doing, trying to register trademark, or at least threatening to register trademark my A Grip on Life name and starting a business called the Grip on Life LLC? Because I planned to rebrand anyway. Because A Grip on Life is not my business name. It never was. Like I mentioned here the other day, it was just a name I used for the channel to keep the focus off of the coaching title temporarily until I decided to flip it back, which I just did. Okay? So let me share with you folks how the registered trademark process works. Okay? The registered trademark process works this way. Okay? First, you have to be able to, you have to look and see if someone else is using what you want to trademark. If something's already been previously trademarked, you cannot get a trademark. It just won't work. You can search the USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office website's database, and you'll be able to find out if what you want to trademark is available or not. Okay? Next, you cannot trademark like common phrases. For example, I mentioned a lot of this on the stream I did last night on Coach Eli 2, which now is put to private, which is why I'm talking about this again. For some of you, this may be a little bit of a repeat. When I went to get a registered trademark on my Genuine Networking Association, when you pay the $300 fee, which you have to pay before they can start processing your application, once you're done filling out the application, you have to put in your credit card or debit card and pay the $300 application fee. Another thing that the other guy, said, I don't have to pay until it gets approved. No, that's wrong, dude. That's how I know you're full of it. Like, I know this process backwards and forwards, man. Right? So once your application gets put through and you pay the fee, then they have one of the government trademark attorneys on the staff of the USPTO, United States Patent and Trademark Office, look at your application. And if there's anything that's missing or if they need more information, then they call you. They email you and then they call you, right? So anyway, the trademark attorney that contacted me was telling me that I cannot trademark networking association because it's a basic term. There are many networking associations in the world. What I can't trademark is the word genuine on top of networking association as a phrase, okay? So it's the same thing with this JR guy saying, I'm going to trademark a grip on life. No, you cannot trademark a grip on life, but you can trademark, helping people get a better grip on their life, right? You can do that, right? But you cannot trademark a grip on life. It's too common of a phrase. Like networking association. There are many of them with many different names. You can't just say, okay, I want to trademark the phrase networking association. Or the phrase or the word supermarket. I want to trademark the word supermarket. No one else can use the word supermarket. No one else can open up a supermarket besides me, right? So you have to have something that can be trademarked, right? So what happens, right? Let me take you to the process here, right? So this guy JR is now going to file for a variation of a grip on life as his trademark. So he filled out the application, pays the $300. A USPTO attorney reviews it. If the attorney he or she has any questions, they'll contact JR and they'll get the information. Now, if the trademark is approved and qualified and is approved and everything, all the requirements have been fulfilled, okay, then the trademark goes into what's known as a TM status. How many of you have seen a logo with the TM to the right of it? The TM, right? What does TM stand for? TM stands for trademark pending. How many of you have seen R next to a logo? That means registered trademark. There is a difference between TM and R. TM is trademark pending. R is registered trademark. Okay? So at this point, JR would be in a TM trademark pending status. Now, what happens at that point? At that point, the USPTO publishes the trademark for the public to see, informs the public that there is a trademark pending on this logo. That gives the public 6 months to contest the trademark pending. Because in some cases, maybe the person applying for the trademark is doing it fraudulently, like this guy is, and they want to give the rightful party the opportunity or parties the opportunity to contest this. They give you 6 months to do that. If you folks don't believe me, go to the USPTO website, United States Patent and Trademark Office. Yeah, his lies are bigger than his, what is that, light bulb or head or whatever. So, let's say he has a trademark pending, the 6 months pass, nobody's contested it, then the USPTO says, congratulations, JR, your image, branding, logo, phrase, whatever, is now registered with the United States Patent and Trademark Office. At that point, he would own the registered trademark on that, and he'd be able to put the letter R to the right of his logo. That's called a registered trademark, okay? Psychotic Savage, I got your email, bro. I've been really busy with stuff, bro. I'll catch up with you ASAP. I'm sorry about that, bro. Feel free to chat in the chat, and I'll answer your questions here, dude. But I've been dealing with a lot. I'll get to your email, bro, and I promise you we'll reconnect, all right? But congratulations, bro. You know what, bro? I'll give you a big round of applause. How's that? Okay? How's that? Actually, give me a second here. Let me get my clapping sound. There we go, bro. How's that? You like that? Hang on a second. Give me a second here. These people think I'm dumb, right? It's funny to me. They think I have no experience. I've been doing this for almost 15 years. I've been self-employed for almost 15 years. I've gone through the process. I know the business license process. I know the seller's permit license process. I have a seller's permit for the GNA. Okay, I have an FEIN. That's called a Federal Employer Identification Number, right? That's how you file your taxes. That's how you separate your taxes from personal and business, right? Eli emoji is an ear. Oh, that's an ear. I'm sorry. It's so tiny there. You can't even see it, but thank you, Queen. So yeah. So here's the thing. This is what I was saying. Even now, if he gets it into a trademark pending status, right? He still has protection temporarily, right? So once you go to trademark pending status, you have protection, but you don't have the full protection until it's registered, which takes 6 months from the point of being approved as a trademark pending. So once it gets approved, like I said, okay, which could take about a month and a half, or 2 months, depending on how busy they are and if there are any issues on your application that you have to work through with the USPTO attorney, okay? But let's say you get to that point where they approve it, and now you're a trademark pending. From that point, it's an extra 6 months before you become a registered trademark if no one contests your trademark. And even if they do contest it, they have to have enough information to overturn it. I've never heard of any time or any case where, someone's registered trademark's been overturned. I'm sure it's happened. But for the most part, you wait the 6 months, they publish it publicly, and then after 6 months, no one contests it, boom, then it's all yours, right? But going further, even if you get a registered trademark on, let's say the registered trademark is on the phrase helping people get a better grip on their life, right? Let's say he wanted to register trademark that, right? That doesn't mean he's protected if somebody uses the phrase a grip on life, or the phrase a grip on life. A grip on life's too common. Anyone can use that. That cannot be trademarked. What is trademarked is the variation using part of a grip on life within the variation of the phrase. Like I mentioned earlier, my genuine networking association. I can't trademark the words networking association. I can trademark genuine along with networking association, but I cannot trademark the word genuine independently of networking association, and I cannot trademark networking association independently of genuine. Do you folks understand what I'm saying? So the bottom line is, even when this trademark goes through, okay, the only thing he's protected on is the exact phrase that is trademarked. So again, anyone can go and say a grip on life, right? There are many channels besides mine that were called the grip on life. They were smaller channels, right? Okay. But anyone can use it. And again, it was never my business name anyway. My business name is Genuine Networking Association. Doing business as Coach Eli, uncompromising business and personal relationship coaching. A grip on life was just the channel name. And that's how pathetic these people are. It's comical, right? These people, when you beat these people with your wit, your speaking skills, and your YouTube skills, just talking about them without even using their content, they get so triggered they have to take it real life to try to take down your business because they're butthurt. It's pathetic. If you folks think it's pathetic, put a 1 in the chat. Then I'm going to step away, take a break, and come back and talk about the topic. So let me wait for that a second here. Give me a second. Yeah, he is pathetic. Let me read the chat real quick before I go to break here. Arnie says, JR is a joke with a grand total of $12K representing his life savings. He's human garbage. I don't care how much money he has or doesn't have, Arnie. But here's the thing. If this guy had $1 million or $500,000, right, he'd be living in a house. He wouldn't be in that apartment with Anna. And look, I'm not kicking the guy down for his living situation. Dude, just be happy with what you have. But don't try to pretend and be something you're not just to put up a front, right? Like I don't get why JR feels the need to have to pretend like he's something bigger than he is. Just be yourself, dude. Look, I'm not a rich guy. I'm doing okay. But I'm not a rich guy. I'm not sitting here flexing my muscles and showing things off. Maybe I showed off my 10 terabyte hard drive because I wanted to show you folks that, hey, I'm not going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. 10 terabytes. Where is it? Right here? Right there. 10 TB. You see that? When you use a real camera, how clear is that, folks? Tell me. Is that pretty clear on your screen? That's what happens when you use a real camera with a capture card, not a webcam. That's why I showed you this. I'm not going anywhere. I'm going to be around for a while. I've got a 10 terabyte hard drive to fill. Lots of ones in the chat. Lots of ones. Right. Right. Blossom Bottom, how you doing? She says, hi, Queen. Hello, Blossom, says Queen. BWYA Gaming says, hello, Blossom. BWYA Gaming says, yes. Psychotic Savage, I was going to ask you about, like, gun laws. Is it harder to get a gun from there than Illinois? Because I'm working on my project. I will tell you more later. You got to check the laws in your own state, man. Check the laws in your own state. Because I think Biden's trying to reform gun laws, and I think they need to be reformed. I don't think we should lose our Second Amendment rights, but they need to be reformed. I think people need to go through a rigorous psychological evaluation to get a gun permit, okay, license permit, right? And I think that if you want to keep that permit, you have to go and get evaluated once per year because people, as they get older, they start to lose a few marbles, right? So do you feel that people should still be able to have a permit for a gun if they've lost a few marbles and they're more prone to be trigger happy and you know, possibly take somebody out by mistake? That's my thought about it. But yeah, do a Google search, bro, and check out the laws in your state. California here, we're very liberal. We're not anti-gun, but we're not overly pro-gun either. Okay, I think you must be in more of a conservative red state. So the gun laws may be a little more liberal. Maybe a little more, you know, up your alley there. They may be more the conservative way of doing things. Let's see. Tornado Town. Yes, he is pathetic. Lots of ones in the chat. Arnie says JR is a loser. I don't even want to call him or anyone else that. Honestly, I don't. Like, I don't hate anybody. Again, I don't hate JR or any of these people, right? Not even JB, not even Jamie. I don't hate any of these people. The problem is these people hate themselves. And these people, you know, because they can't compete in any other ways besides attacking other people, like myself, when I destroy them with my words, and not even having to use any content, then they take it real life, right? Then they try to attack your pocketbook, right? This is the one thing I'm going to say again, folks, that I've been saying all along. This is what it all boils down to. I have moved on. I'm going to create my own content. When I get back from break, we're going to talk about why men are not committing to women. It's going to be an interesting conversation. But if people attack my money, I'll drop everything and come after you. You attack my money and my livelihood, okay? I'm going to drop everything. I don't care what anyone says. Don't mess with my money, okay? And I won't mess with you. You want to talk smack about me all day long? No problem. When you attack my ability to make money illegally, right? Then I'm going to come after you full force. Tornado Town. Oh, sorry. Hold on a second. Tornado Town says he would be established. He is not. That's right. Psychotic Savage says, yeah. Tornado Town and JR has some low-budget laptop. Well, he doesn't stream in high quality like I do. No big deal. It is what it is. I'm not kicking him down, but yeah, I get what you're saying. Tornado Town, no, they don't. BWI Gaming, yes, me too, says BWI. Hazy Train says the problem is when they reform, they get to choose who gets and who doesn't. No one will be able to have one. Never put trust in your government. Hazy Train, I understand. I understand what you're saying by that. If you're talking about the Second Amendment, I'm all for the Second Amendment. But what I'm saying is that we have to better screen out the crazies. We put guns in the hands of crazies. They're going to go shoot everybody, bro. I mean, look what's happened this past year. Look at all these mass shootings that have been happening in the last 4 or 5 months, bro. It's insane, dude. Yeah, I listen. I'm not completely against government, but I'm not 100% for it either. I think if we had no government, we'd be shooting each other, bro. But I also think sometimes the government takes things way too far or blows them way out of context. The government is like working for a corporation. They are the corporation of the U.S. They own us. It's the government, right? Just like Google and YouTube own us right here on this platform, the government owns everybody. They're the largest corporation. They invented the corporate structure, right? That's why it exists, right? If it wasn't for the government, there'd be no need to file taxes and do all that shit, right? You know what I'm saying, right? Tornado Town, I'm definitely pro-gun. I'm not anti-gun, but I'm not pro-gun either. I'm in the middle. Like, I literally, seriously, just like I say, I'm slightly left, slightly on the left, but not on the right. I'm actually more down the middle. I like views from the left and the right that make sense for the best overall aspect of everyone. But I get that. I'm not pro-gun or anti-gun. I'm like, okay, you should be able to choose what you want to do. But if we're gonna put a deadly weapon in someone's hands, we should screen them out to make sure they're not cuckoo, bro. You know what I'm saying? Psychotic Savage says, good. Rift Magos, considering I've never even seen a gun shop, I couldn't care less about poopy guns. Yeah, I get that, Rift. I'm like you. I probably will never own a gun. But, you know, hey, look, I feel people should have the right to own one in a responsible way to protect themselves from intruders. Queen Helen K says, hello, Lewis. Good evening, Eli says, Lewis. Good evening, Lewis. Welcome to the show. Arnie says, JR has been a failure all his life. He's found an audience of 10 supporters and 20 people who watch him to laugh at him when he comes out with one of his big whopper lies. JR is only liberal with circle. Right. A certain type of circular activity, right? Let's see here. Lewis Force, I just gave you a like. BWI Gaming, they do need to screen for gun ownership. I agree. And BWI is a little more on the right, a little more on the left. And BWI Gaming and I have had many conversations privately. We're going to be doing some streams together coming soon. And And speaking of which, when I get back from the break, the first part before I get to the topic, I'm going to mention what's going to happen on Coach Eli, Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. I'll mention that when I get back from the break because I haven't done panel streams in a while. And if you go over to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams, I dolled it all up. I finally have a channel art banner. I got a new picture there, same one as the one I use over here, a profile picture. That channel is all set and professional looking now, just like this main channel here. But I'll share more about that when I get back from the break. Tornado Town, they will never get rid of you, Eli. Well, why do you say that, Tornado Town? I'm just kind of curious. That's awesome. Thank you for saying that. Lewis Fuller, hi, Queen. Says, hi, Queen. BWI gaming, mental health issues are a biggie. I agree. Should we give someone who's mentally insane a gun permit? I mean, think about that. That's common sense, right? Tornado Town, amen and Arnie. Queen Helen Casey, New York State is very liberal, just like California, Queen. And anti-gun because... Hey, you're going to talk about Andrew Cuomo. You want to know something, Queen? You know I'm slightly left, right? But I got to say, I'm not the biggest fan of Andrew Cuomo. Now, I actually do like his brother, Chris. I do think Chris Cuomo, and I know you don't like either one of them, I do think Chris Cuomo is a great journalist. You know what I like about Chris Cuomo? He's very passionate like me. When you watch Chris Cuomo, I think he's in his early 50s, right? Late 40s, early 50s. Number one, he's in good shape. He takes care of himself. He has great camera presence. He has a great family. He's very passionate. You can hear the influx of his voice. I really like Chris Cuomo. He's a great journalist. Yes, I know you hate CNN, and I know you think CNN are a bunch of crooks, Queen. I get that. I respect your opinion. But I agree with you completely on Andrew Cuomo. Yeah, he's a little strange. He likes to flirt with his with his staff, his younger staff. Tornado Town. True at gaming. Exactly at Queen, says Tornado Town. Tornado Town, crazy's going to get them off the streets if they want them. Okay, Rick Magos, what's insane? Doing the same thing again and again, expecting a different result. That's right. That's the definition of insanity, Riff. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result. Right. Arnie Zandabar says they're all kids that need to grow up and stop relying on blackmailing their shamed parents for basic essentials. That's all these people do. That's all these people from that other side, they accomplish everything 100% through blackmail. That's the only reason why they have any audience left, because their audience is being blackmailed to stay there or forced to donate. Or they'll get rid of them. Queen Helen Casey, nobody owns me. That's right. Same here. Rick Muggles, the government owns nobody unless you allow them to. That's a figure of speech. You know what I'm saying, right? Tornado Town says true. DWI Games says, right, Eli? Rick Muggles, if you're going to kill a man, feel the strain in your shoulders as you swing the blade. You owe him that much. Sheesh. Okay. Tornado Town, we need to nickname Junior Pinocchio. Who's Junior Pinocchio? Is that wrong? Tornado Town, no, he's not. Queen Helen Casey, you dang gone right. I don't like either of them. I know you don't. I'm with you on Andrew. I actually do like Chris's style of journalism, but that's just my opinion, It's all good. All right, folks, if you look at the bottom of the chat on YouTube, nobody over on Facebook, one person watching, nobody commenting. I'll check on over on Facebook every now and then. Nightbot just shared the link to my Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams channel. It's youtube.com/C/Coach Eli Uncensored. Please subscribe to that channel, bang the bell, select all notifications. I want to start getting everyone over there in case something ever happens to this channel, which is highly unlikely because I'm very clean, right? I want you to subscribe over there. But also, I'm going to be doing a lot more content on that channel on a regular basis, probably starting next week. And I'm going to share more about that. We're going to talk about panel streams when I return from the break. So do not go anywhere, okay? And then we're going to briefly get to the topic, why men are not committing to women nowadays. So let me cue up some royalty-free music. While I do that, I'm proud to say the rebrand is complete. It didn't take me that long to do it because I keep very good records. I have very clean file folders on my laptop and on my external drives. Everything is labeled. I know exactly where to find things. And boom, I keep templates, right? All I have to do is change a few things and boom, that's all it took. Change the channel name, change the custom URL, add a few things in the description of Coach Eli 2, which was a grip on Life 2, and boom, we're ready to rock and roll. Now, it's my name. Coach Eli, Elias Melas, that's me. That's my branding. I'm protected automatically because it's my name. You can't do anything to my name. Because if you do, then I can come after you for violating my intellectual property. Anyway. Let me cue up some music here. Give me a second here. I'm going to get fired up, and I'm going to re-enter the show with one of my favorite songs, and I know that BWYA knows which one it is. She's been following me for quite some time. Let me see here. All right. Music is all queued up. I'm going to step away for a break. It's going to be probably about a little less than 10 minutes. Going to refill the coffee and use the little boys' room, and then we'll get back to it. So with that being said, stick around. We'll be right back. Yeah, are you ready? Are you ready? Tell me, are you ready? 'Cause here we go! Love this song! Ethan Mixel's Double Helix. Yeah. I used to always play this song on my former channel with a show I used to run called Coach Eli Live. Maybe I should bring back Coach Eli Live on the Uncensored channel, the Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams channel. We'll get more on that in just a second. Yeah! Woo! You like this one, Rip? You like it, brother? Yeah! All right. Like Mike Perkins says, settle down, coach. Settle down, coach. You have a show to run. Where are you, Mike Perkins, Jay Higgs? Higgs, where are you? I need you to hit that super chat, bro. Gotta hook me up with some super chats, Higgs. Where you been, bro? Don't make me beg for the super chats, brother. YouTube and Google want their cut too, bro. I need to maintain my commercial viability. I need to remain commercially viable. That's what it is. Commercially viable, right? All right. Welcome back to Navigating the Modern World with Coach Eli, live here on YouTube and also simulcasting live on Facebook. Glad you can all join me here on this beautiful, amazing Saturday night. Actually, it is now Sunday, early morning on the East Coast. It is 12:02 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time, 9:02 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time here in my neck of the woods. I'm in the beautiful, glorious, amazing San Francisco Bay Area. And again, I have to just rub this in because I can. West Coast is the best coast for streaming because we're 3 hours behind. So hey, all we have to do is wait for you folks on the East Coast to go to sleep, and then we can stream freely, right? Anyway, that doesn't matter anymore. It's not a big deal. Not a big deal. All right, hang on. Let's wrap this up. Here we go. Whoops. If I killed it there too soon. Oh yeah. Double Helix by Ethan Mixel from the YouTube audio library. Probably the best song in the entire library. And many of you agree. All right, folks. All right. Let's get down to business. Let's get back to business. Let's check out Facebook real quick and see if anything's happening over there. Not much on Facebook lately. That's okay. It's not a big deal. Let's see. Queen says CNN is tanking right to the bottom because nobody watches it anymore. Well, that's a little extreme on that. I mean, I know their numbers have gone down, but they're nowhere near the state of going out of business. But I get what you're saying, Queen. And a lot of times, CNN, even Fox News, that's a little more right-leaning. CNN's a little more left-leaning, right? They all do things to try to get ratings, right? It's all about what gets eyes on that station to sell commercials, right? Like I said, the sponsors, the corporations, the advertisers, they control everything, including YouTube. That's what it's all about. It's about what the sponsors want to sponsor, right? What the advertisers want to pay for, right? Without the ad revenue, there's no business, right? That's just the way it goes. Let's see. Queen is laughing, crying from the laughter emoji. BWI Gaming, right, Queen? No one watches CNN. I wouldn't go that far, but I understand what you're saying. I can say the same thing about Fox News. Their ratings have tanked too. They've all tanked. Their ratings were high during the election, and their ratings were even higher when Donald Trump, the former president, was doing his crazy shenanigans afterwards with the with the widespread, you know what? I don't want to get back into that. That's like old news now, right? There was no widespread, you know what? Anyway, Rick Mago says, "Oh dear, are you ready to rumble?" Says BWI Gaming, the cringe-o-meter off the charts. I love that song, Rick. I think you do too, bro. I think you do too. All right. Just a second, please. BWI Gaming says, "LOL, Rick Magos. Was that your ukulele? Or no, ukulele? No, that was not." Psychotic Savage, my favorite song in the library is Pride Before the Fall. Do I even have that song? Do I have it? Pride Before the Fall. Let me see. Give me a second here. Let me see if I can search. I'm going to have to get that one, bro. I'll get that for the next show if I remember. Or you can email me to remind me if you'd like. The viewers have gone down by the millions. Sure. No, I get it. The ratings have gone down because there's nothing really that crazy going on right now. Hazy Trade says, I agree. Fox is garbage as well. It is all propaganda. That's man for you. MSM. Right. No news media worth watching anymore. Well, it's all about, like I said, the advertisers / sponsors control the content, right? The bills have to get paid somehow, right? Now, I'm sure there's some flexibility, despite what the advertisers pay for. But let's just face it, money talks. And I can't stand that. I can't stand the fact that money can, buy an agenda, because I think agenda should be natural. But that's just the way it goes. And I'm learning to deal with it out here on YouTube. It's the same thing out here on YouTube. I'm learning to deal with it. You have to. You won't survive any other way. Hazy Trade, totally agree. It all serves as an agenda, and that's not our agenda. Right. It's a fabricated agenda, bro. It's fabricated. Psychotic Savages, it's by Ethan Mixel. Okay, I love Ethan Mixel music. I'll have to check it out, bro. More like propaganda, media, sheep drug. Okay, cool. All right, folks. So make sure you subscribe to Grip on Life 2. Not a Grip on Life 2, sorry. It's called Coach Eli 2. I have to get used to that. Subscribe to Coach Eli 2, uncensored live streams. Nightbot sharing the link every 7 or 9 minutes. It's at youtube.com/Coach Eli Uncensored. Subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, because I'm going to be starting to do some live stream panels, discussion panels on there. The reason why I'm going to do it on that channel is because it's not monetized. And I probably will never monetize that channel, even though I'll probably qualify at some point soon. I want to keep that channel separate from this channel, where we can be a little more free. We can have a little bit more of an unfiltered conversation. We don't have to be advertiser friendly. We still have to abide by the guidelines, but we have a lot more flexibility when we're not on a monetized channel. So I'm going to be doing that over there. Also, I've also decided that if I have to talk about and I hope I don't have to talk about this group that much longer unless they pull something else out of their you-know-what. Any drama-related content from this point on will be done on Coach Eli 2. I'm going to completely separate this channel from that channel. Now, I'm not saying I won't briefly mention something here at the beginning of my shows. If I need to get something out real quick, I'll say, hey, here's what's going on. I'm going to do a more in-depth stream on Coach Eli 2 later tonight or tomorrow. So make sure you subscribe over there and bang the bell, select all notifications. And another reason to subscribe over there is because, like I mentioned earlier, in case something ever happens to this channel, that's another channel that you folks will be aware of. And when I went live over there yesterday, there was a good amount of people. That video is on private now. That stream's on private. It was about a little over 2 hour stream. It did get over 300 views, so it had a good turnout, but not a lot of people were aware of a Grip on Life 2, and the ones that were aware probably, weren't looking for a stream from there. Some people subscribe and not bang the bell, and so they won't get notified. But if they go through their home page on their app, it'll show up there. So make sure you subscribe, bang the bell, select all notifications, and that way you'll know when I go live there. And when I do plan to go live on there, whenever I can, I will do a live stream briefly here on this channel to promote the events over there, or I will also share it on my community tab on this channel here. So you want to check my community tab regularly. I'll be posting stuff there like I have been. And when I can, I will promote upcoming streams from that channel by going live here on this channel, a few hours before, or maybe if I'm doing a live stream later on that evening on a Grip on Life, I keep playing a Grip on Life 2, on Coach Eli 2, I will do a brief stream on this channel in the morning to promote that stream over there. All right. Why men are not committing to women nowadays. Let's talk about this briefly. There's not a whole lot to say about this, but let's talk about this briefly here. And I may even cut this in a bite-sized pre-recorded video for people that don't want to hear everything that happened, previous to this point of this stream. So, I was watching this video earlier. I can't remember what channel it was. Let me take a look. Let me see if I can find this here in my history. Yeah, here it is. There's a channel called Taylor the Fiend, F-I-E-N-D, 3 words. And the video is titled Response, Men Are Leaving Relationships and Society. I got recommended this video. I'm going to go ahead and subscribe to this dude and bang the bell because I actually really liked this video response he did regarding a woman. I guess that's a YouTuber as well, or just creates videos occasionally. And she was talking about how she was dating this guy for a while. And I believe he had a kid. He was previously married and had a kid, or had a kid with an ex-girlfriend or something like that. And they were dating for quite a while. And she kept on trying to change him. She kept on trying to change him into the man that she wanted him to be. And he kept on partying and just doing him, right? He was being himself. Now, one thing here, when you get to, a certain age, if you're going to have a serious relationship with somebody, right? If you do a lot of partying, that's going to turn off any woman, right? And if you're a guy that's dating a woman that does a lot of partying outside of dating you, that's not a woman I would trust, to be honest with you, right? But the bottom line is this, okay? What I can respect about this guy, or what I did respect about him until he changed and caved, is that he stood his guns for a while. He kept on being the same person. And this woman kept on trying to change him to, focus more energy on her and to do things more so her ways, right? Well, what happened? She was sharing the story. She was sharing the story that he finally started listening to her, right? And then after, he started listening to her, she started to pull away, right? And she was saying the reason why she pulled away is because she said that he had not been changed long enough. That was a lame excuse. The real reason why she pulled away is because he caved. He gave in to her. He bowed down to her. He put her on a pedestal. He submitted to his woman, which is not masculine energy. And that turned her off because women are attracted to a man's strength, physically, mentally, emotionally. Women are also attracted to primarily a man's purpose. A man's purpose is not his woman. A man's purpose is what defines him. My purpose is my business, being a life coach, helping people in general, right? My purpose is not any woman I would be dating, right? So what happened? This guy went from having an actual purpose and being him, right? Which kept this woman around, even though she was saying I was trying to change him and she was trying to change him, right? But what happened the moment he caved to his woman? She started feeling awkward. She started feeling like, well, he hasn't been doing this long enough. No, sweetheart. You lost respect for him. You basically stopped trusting his masculine core. He was basically acting with more feminine energy than masculine energy, and it turned you off. What you thought you wanted was not what you actually wanted. That's why I've always said this, guys, I'm not saying don't listen to a woman you're with, but pay closer attention to what a woman responds to, not what she says. What women say and what they respond to are two totally different things, because women are emotional beings. They respond to everything emotionally based on how they're feeling in the present moment. And why are men not committing to women? Why? Because women, one day, a woman might be 100% attracted to you, and the very next morning, okay, the sky might be maybe gray instead of the sun being out, right? And she may have zero attraction for you, and it has nothing to do with anything that you changed. That's what happens to women. Their emotions rise and fall like the sea, okay? That's how women are. Now, men and women have always been the same. A lot of people say women have changed. Biologically, men and women have not changed. What's changed about women is the system has artificially changed them through the feminist movement. Now, like I said before, there are good and bad things about the feminist movement. The good things are that, women have equal rights and they can work and do all those things, right? I've said it before. But while those are good things, they affect relationships. Why? Because what's always been the purpose of a woman? A man's purpose is not his woman. A man's purpose is what he does to provide for his family, to provide for himself, what he makes out of himself, what he enjoys doing for himself, right? Now, back in the days of traditionalism, when women didn't have equal rights, they weren't working, when they were completely dependent on a man for success, for survival, right? That was their purpose. A woman's biological purpose has always been dependent on a man for survival, which is why marriages lasted longer back in those days and why women didn't cheat as much, if at all, because they needed a man for survival. And when they found one, they stuck with him, right? Well, when you liberate women, what happens? You throw all that out the window. Now, no disrespect to women being liberated, but when you liberate women, you artificially change a woman's purpose, which always has been to be dependent on a man for survival, to now saying, I'm liberated, I have the same rights, I can go to work and make my own money, buy my own house, buy my own car, I don't need a man for shit, right? Now, women have always had the emotions that rise and fall like the sea, right? Back in the days, when they were dependent on a man for everything and survival, they had the same emotions. But they weren't as quick to judge to leave a man, because if they left that man and didn't find another man right away, they were on the street fighting for their life, right? Nowadays, women providing their own livelihood, they could do whatever the hell they want, right? So that's the reason, in my opinion, why men are not committing to women as much anymore, if at all, because the system's artificially changed women. It's different. It's a different world that we live in. The biological needs of a woman are still there, but they're no longer dependent for those biological needs on a man to survive. They're independent. And that's why whenever I come across a woman that says, "You think you can handle me, Eli? I'm a strong, independent woman," right? When that's them flexing their muscles. I don't need a woman to come up to me and say, "I'm a strong, independent woman." I don't mind that they are one. But if they say it, that means they're projecting it. That means they're asserting their dominance on you. And that would turn any normal man off, any normal, reasonable alpha male off, right? It seems like in this world today, we have men and women that have equal rights, right? It seems like we have a bunch of men fighting, and half of these men are female. Why do I say half of these men are females? Because women, when they're fighting nowadays, because they have equal rights and because they've been liberated, when a woman is fighting a man, that's like her being a man fighting another man. It's like two men fighting, right? Back in the days of traditionalism, women wouldn't fight or argue with their husband because they needed him for survival. They respected their man. Nowadays, it's rare that you find a woman that's going to respect you. And even if she initially respects you, the next day, her feelings might change over something that has nothing to do with you, and she's off with some other guy. Or she's, lining up a replacement behind your back and seeing another guy at the same time, and once that pans out, then she gets rid of you when you've done nothing wrong, right? Let me check the chat, folks, and then I'm going to wrap this up. I'm going to probably cut that portion of the video and do a pre-recorded video on it over the next few days. I'm not going to do it tonight and put it out tomorrow. I'm going to relax and enjoy my night. Maybe take an Epsom salt bath. Let's see here. You can say booty, says Queen. Okay. LOL, Queen says BWIA Gaming, Rick Magos. Can you imagine Eli at a disco in the late 70s? Oh dear. Of course, bro. I would have been cool back then. I was born in 73, Riff. I was too young to go to discos back then, though. Psychotic Savage. My favorite music to listen in my free time is either melodic death metal or satanic black metal. Cool, bro. Right on. Hazy Train says, "Yeah, get back in the kitchen." Just joking. I know, dude. I don't think I'd ever want us to go back to the Leave It to Beaver, June Cleaver days. But I think a well-balanced woman that is a strong, independent woman, but is also feminine enough to the point of where she's not going to try to assert masculine energy on me. The reason why I talk about my ex Dana quite often, even though we've been broken up for almost 3 years now, is that she's the perfect example of the type of woman that I get along with. She was a strong, independent woman, but she never asserted her independence on me. She never flexed her muscles saying, "I'm an independent woman." I knew that about her, and she knew that I was an independent man. An independent man, which is what I'm trying to say. It's hard to find women like that, right? And when you lose a woman like that for whatever reason, I mean, I've shared that story in the past. I'm not going to go through it again. That's when you look back and you're like, man, yeah, that's the one that got away. And I'm secure enough within myself to admit that. Doesn't mean I'm not over her or haven't moved past it and I'm not putting myself out there again. I am. But yeah, that's the one that got away. And I can say that more so nowadays because women like that are very, very, very rare. And that's not me trying to put her on a pedestal. It's just the absolute truth. So with that being said, I'm going to get out of here, folks. I'll see you all probably tomorrow for another stream at some point. Like I said, subscribe to Coach Eli 2 Uncensored Live Streams. Nightbot is sharing the link in the chat. And who knows, maybe I'll do a panel on that channel tomorrow. With that being said, have yourselves a great night, and I'll see you all next time. Take care. Bye. Bye.